Hey, let me ask y'all this: if y'all were part of the bubble and y'all had y'all y'all way of having like a statement on the back of y'all jersey, what statement would y'all have?
That's a good question.
That's a great question, man.
I think out of all the ones that I've seen, I think I like how many more.
How many more? Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Watching the game, I wasn't even paying no attention to that shit.
Okay.
I seen it like when it, the initial impact of seeing it on something, but after 2 minutes, I wasn't paying no attention to that.
How about you, E?
I know Black Wall Street don't sound bad.
I like the equality, man.
Equality.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sucker for love.
Okay.
It's kind of safe though. It's kind of safe.
That was stood in there with me, and there's a few that I like, but that equality is like that's all we want, man. Like, dude, don't treat us no fucking different. And it's like I don't want to get into it and start preaching on that shit, but just don't treat us different, man. The same way you motherfuckers treat these white folks, with certain shit. Like, even a cop will pull a white person over. I done seen white people just cuss a white cop out and he don't do shit.
Easy.
We got our hands up and we still get killed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just treat everybody the same, man. Let's go all around the board. Just equality. That's it.
Now I understand y'all choices and y'all have the right to do that, but on my
Here we
jersey,
go.
on my jersey, I would just have my name, man.
Of course.
I have my name.
That's cool too. Well, that's cool
Of
too.
course.
Popovich didn't kneel.
I'm
He didn't get mad at that pop.
I'm surprised Rob didn't put make America great again.
You said what? MAGA?
MAGA.
Damn.
All right, this is why I say that I want my name on there. It's because, like, for one, every single slogan that's on there, it was pre-approved by the whole league. And to me, if they're going to kind of like dictate your speech, then it's not organic.
I heard that argument, and I think it's some bullshit, to be honest with you, Rob. I'm going to say that if you moving in unison with a bunch of people and y'all all got the same mind, why can't y'all select a few options? Why y'all got to be so spread out? At least you sending the message repeatedly. By giving too many options, you sending too many messages. So if I give you 5 options, then you narrowing down the message so you have more clear of a message.
It's like 15 different messages.
I think it's too many still.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
This is my thought about the whole thing. And tell me if I'm maybe looking too much into it. But I kind of feel, and not just with the NBA, just what I've been seeing lately with the commercials and all that stuff, I'm starting to feel like this whole Black Lives Matter thing has been taken over corporately. It's a corporate thing. It's a corporate what's it called? What I'm trying to say? Punchline. You know what I'm saying?
What you say is you think the big wigs started to take it over and run with it now?
Thank you.
Have y'all want to protect their investment?
Have y'all been listening to my commentary for the past couple months about Black Lives
No, we
Matter?
have not, Rob. We have not.
Hold on, Rob. No, we haven't. We really haven't.
I hear what you said, Rob.
Y'all not revealing nothing new that I haven't said already.
All I'm saying is,
did not say
it's
that.
all good. All I'm saying is, fellas, it's all good to broadcast and to put it on Front Street. Okay, this time next year, I want to see like tangible change. I want to see physical change. Okay, if you're gonna put action behind the words, I'm all good with that. But I don't want to see this Black Lives Matter commercial this time next year and then shit change. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just
it's going to keep going because like another man will get killed by the police, and that's all the
already
fuel
have.
that they need. That's all they need.
That's all they need.
I mean, they're only using us just to forward their movement. And then besides that, as far as the leadership of Black Lives Matter, there's no strong, like black men like being the voice of it. It's pretty much all lesbian women.
That don't got nothing to do with it, Rod.
It has everything to do with it. That has everything to do with it.
I'll tell you why it don't have nothing to do with it. From what Nelly mentioning is basically the corporatizing of the message. And this just companies protecting their interests. They want to make everything look good so they can continue to get our business. That's the logical approach to anything. So yeah, they're gonna do that. You go on any website, first thing you say is we support the movement. Y'all never supported that shit before. Y'all never supported it or even recognized it before. So yeah, it
Right.
does seem generic, but they're gonna do that. That's
We talking two different things. So you talking about corporations. I mean, that's optics. See, of course, corporations will do
Yeah.
that because they don't want to look like that they're not supporting like an important movement. But as far as on the Black Lives Matter end, like if you heard my video last week, I pretty much laid everything out as far as the mission statement.
Yeah, I also read the mission statement, and I read the way that it changed from one message to another to be more all inclusive. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that. My problem is our problem is more far reaching than to focus on and care so much about Black Lives Matter. I don't even care about that shit, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's great that we have so much momentum towards, pushing people in the direction that they should be, but we still ain't taking care of our own, man. We still out here killing these kids every fucking day. We need
Yeah.
to shift that
Every
attention back
fucking
on our own
day.
shit.
That's why I say all you motherfuckers that's down there on Lakeshore Drive and all that, take your ass over there on the west side and over there on 79th where all these shoes going on. Protest right there.
Right.
If Black Lives Matter, them Black Lives, they matter too. But niggas still getting popped out here, especially in the shop.
Yeah.
It doesn't meet that
Yeah, they
business
do.
model. It doesn't meet that business model when like a black man kills another black man. I mean, that's not what
But
they're
that's
looking
my
for.
whole point. Y'all focus on that cop shot somebody or kneeled on somebody. It was a whole big thing. But these little niggas popping people every day. Y'all not saying shit about that. That's the shit you hear on the news. You like, oh, another sad story. No, that's the shit you need to stop first. Not black on black crime before you stop those black lives.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got 10-year-olds carjacking people in Streeterville. I mean, somebody's gonna get popped, and then of course their mother's gonna be on the news. Oh, my boy was only 10 years old. Like that motherfucker's terrorizing people out there.
Them
With
motherfuckers
weapons.
terrorizing people. You need
Yeah.
to get popped.
True.
I just
I mean, it's people out there advocating and protesting for, to kind of slow a lot of this activity down. So I'm not going to take away from them people. But like you said,
Right.
you got this huge protest going on about an isolated incident or multiple incidents that are happening across the nation. You got a much bigger issue with Black people not really doing what they need to do to protect themselves and protect their families and our communities. And they really should be starting those marches, you know what I'm saying, at the federal office downtown and marching right to Inglewood. The message
Exactly.
they interconnected.
I think
Because them people in Inglewood acting crazy as fuck that police are scared and they out here shooting every fucking
They
body.
right. The police can't do their job because y'all gonna get mad if they shoot one of these stupid ass niggas out here.
Right.
But dude, these stupid ass niggas out here,
Yeah,
them the ones that need to be controlled. Them the ones that need to be slowed down.
Right.
yeah.
and I think, and that's why I think that the movement itself is not really going to go as far as it should, because we can't get our own shit together in our own community. How can we demand something from somebody else when we're not demanding shit in our own community? We should be demanding safety and jobs and all the other shit from ourselves. So how can you expect the white man or anybody else to do it outside the community when you're not doing shit in your own community? That's why I say it's not going to work. If we take 1 foot forward and take 10 steps back every fucking time, 15 people shot, 5 kids killed. It's like you can't expect to make progress if you can't stop the simple shit that's going on in our neighborhood. Somebody got to step up, lead the rise. Somebody got to step up.
How y'all feel about the snitching?
Fucking kids.
Who? What you say?
I said, are they aiming for these motherfucking kids? It's like every motherfucking 2 days.
Man, it's like they getting bonus points or some shit.
And gee, I swear, I'm looking at the news. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, honestly, man, people are not really trained in like weapons training. People don't know how to shoot. People not used to shooting.
No, I
So
don't know how to fucking shoot.
yeah.
But they somehow still get these guns. So
Yeah.
Right.
Hey Phil. What was your question?
How y'all feel about the no snitching policy that most Black people adopt?
Actually, me and Eric touched on this last week prior to you coming on, because my whole thing was, okay, if we want to defund the police, have police reform, before we focus on that, we got to focus on in-house. And as far as focus on in-house, a lot of us don't want to get rid of our own bad apples. We have bad apples in our families. We got bad apples out in the community that we know that they're pretty much up to no good.
Saying shit.
Right.
Ain't
And
saying shit.
as far as I guess there's no snitch policy. I mean, we didn't come up with that. That pretty much came up from like the mafia. We kind of like adopted that whole mentality, but you know. But if we're not willing to clean house, then how should we expect the police to do that?
And that's my whole point. Like, if you want to demand change from the police officers, the system itself, it has to start with you. You know, if you're doing everything you can on your end to push this violence out, then the police it should make the police job a lot easier down the road. But
right.
If Mookie shot up the block and everybody on the block know that it was Mookie and everybody gonna say shit, then how do you expect the police to do their job when you ain't saying shit and you know what's going on?
Back in the day, when Mookie shot up the block, you know, he was held accountable by other people when he made a mistake. Right now, ain't nobody holding nobody accountable for that stupid shit.
Hey, did the gangs even hold him accountable?
Hell yeah. Niggas, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Lil Yummy.
Yeah, Yummy.
You
Yummy.
picking
Yeah.
people up. Now you shooting people, nigga. Come down here. We gotta take care of you.
Yeah.
Hey,
But see, the police knew what they was doing when they arrested all their heads back then in 95, 96. When they arrested all of them top niggas, like all the coordinators, all the goods out here, man, who the fuck gonna now you got people that taught us, but they're gone. We trying to teach this next thing, and these young motherfuckers didn't want to listen. They're not listening.
Right.
Like you used to talk to young motherfuckers, they be like, okay, you tell a little nigga something now, the nigga want to hear you out.
Yeah.
What you think changed though?
If it ain't what he want to hear.
What was the turning point that changed that though? You think?
But I mean, we talked about
that was when they broke down the structure of gangs in Chicago.
Yeah.
You don't see that type of activity happening from the Kings. The Kings, you don't see that type of activity happen.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that the Lion Kings, like, man, them Hispanic guys by my job, man, they take that shit seriously, dude. They popping off niggas. You know, I didn't think that gang activity was even relevant in today's society, but you know, it's still holding on. You know, I think at this point, gang society is pretty irrelevant at the end of the day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't the same as back in the day. They not that loyalty and all that. You name the points of the style, they don't even respect that shit.
Hey, have y'all seen the Lil Yummy documentary? I was trying to find it, but I thought somebody would have had it by now, like Netflix or Hulu.
No, I ain't seen it.
Okay.
Nah. I feel like I seen it before, but I don't know where you could see it at.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
All right.
But like, I mean, I think like the whole understanding of what snitching is to people who about that life or in that life, it's just a broad thing. Like, it used to feel like if you part of that life, then you can't snitch on your people or anything that you see. But if you out of that life, if you like consider like a civilian or a neutron or whatever you call it, if you snitch, I ain't got nothing to do with
you. Snitch. Right. But the thing is, nigga,
yeah, but they not snitching, all right?
Nobody's
I'm not
snitching.
gonna tell on you.
Right.
I'm not telling on you niggas. But if Miss Bercy down the street saw her and she said, I don't want this shit in my neighborhood, she gonna tell.
Right. And you wasn't gonna bring no beef to her door neither.
And you wasn't coming, but see, the whole point now, Miss Bercy, she said she don't see shit.
Right.
That bitch on the porch. It's like, I'm just saying, it's like that is not the same no more, man.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, I think, man, the family structure, dude, it's bad out here, dude. It's bad out here. Like, I see, I was somewhere earlier this week, and it's just like, dude, the younger generation just think different, dude. They just think different. Like, the way they go about their business, the way they just talk, the way it's just different, man. And I think at this point it's too far gone. I think it's too far gone.
Exactly. I give
for
you
us
like I don't know
to
what the
change
fuck they thinking, man. I don't know what
anything.
the fuck they.
You know, I don't know, man. I don't know.
They
It's
just
gonna take.
go ahead.
It's gonna take a lot of political family structure change. I don't know what it is. Something has to change, man. Because right now it ain't. I get the whole Black Lives Matter, but until we clean house, our own house, it ain't gonna change shit with no one.
So
Right.
it's
Black
interesting
Lives
that
Matter is a good.
it's interesting
Black Lives Matter is a start.
that we
Go ahead, Phil.
yeah, my bad. It's interesting that we, you know what I'm saying, always advocate to end mass incarceration. But we're at a point right now where that's looking like what we need to be doing.
And these motherfuckers locking them up.
When it comes to mass incarceration, that's more geared towards like they'll be locking people up for nonviolent drug bits. We're not talking about we need mass incarceration for like people who are really terrorizing and murdering people in the neighborhood. So yes, we definitely need it for that. But
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, like, to me, it's ridiculous to me because I could drive out my house and within 5 seconds of being out my building, see some shit that the police could immediately see some people the police could immediately take off the street. I just don't understand how they not seeing it.
Like what type of stuff?
Don't snitch.
Yeah, bro, I ain't say where I live at. Don't snitch. No, just like you know, when you go outside and you see, people running up the cars, you know what that is. You know what I'm saying? You see people hanging out at 2:00 in the morning on the corner, and ain't nothing open over there. You know what that is. Right. You driving down the street and you see cluckers in the middle of the street at 8:30 in the morning, looking at cars. You know what that is. Like, how is this type of shit? Yeah.
Hey, people still say cluckers. I haven't heard that in a minute.
What would you call them?
And that's
older than cluckers.
And fellas,
right.
And
so
fellas,
you see it all of the time. Why they not seeing it?
Real talk. That's a big problem because I've been on routes where, like you said, it's like 11:30 in the morning. You got the crack out there with the lean in the middle of the street at 11:00 in the morning. And this is somebody daddy, somebody grandma, somebody mama, somebody granddaddy, and you got the kids running the asylum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you wonder why we got so much violence out here because you got the mom and grandmas and daddies out here strung out on drugs, and the kids raising themselves. So by the time they get our age, by the time they get 25 and 30, you can't tell them motherfuckers shit.
Yeah.
You know? What you gonna tell them?
I was watching some video on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and these kids was on somewhere in Inglewood. It might not even been Inglewood, matter of fact. I think it was around 55th somewhere. And they was just posted out in front of this abandoned building, and they had an AK-47 on the stairs. And I'm like, this is on YouTube. I found this in like 1 second, just Chicago street crime. And this shit comes up on YouTube. How is it that the police not seeing this shit? Like, how is this kind of shit even happening?
Dude, they just don't give a fuck, man.
You know what though? And maybe I watched too many movies, fellas. Maybe I watched too many movies. But I was watching The Purge, right? And they had, where I've been watching The Purge. They have a series that they've been playing. But anyway, the technology that they have is that basically if you purge a minute or a second after the bell rings, they can find you. They can rewind the time, where you was at, who you was with. They got cameras everywhere. My thing is, if crime not bad in Chicago, just put cameras on every fucking block.
That's how.
You know what I mean? Like the crime is happening on the streets. So if I see somebody in my house I gotta drive somewhere, north, south, east, west. The camera gonna catch something, you know.
Yeah.
It ain't all about having a physical body. That's part of it. Having
Yeah.
a physical cop is part of it. But I mean, maybe I watch too many movies. All I'm saying is, if crime not bad, especially in the Inglewoods, the Roselands, the Austins, the Woodendales, Woodlawn, put cameras on every single block, on each end. Okay,
Mhm.
and you know, if crime happens, you know, maybe that make the cop life a little easier. You know, besides people got to stop this whole snitching thing. If you see someone on the block and somebody shot somebody, you gotta tell them. You gotta say what you gotta say. You know,
I ain't got no problem.
I
with
get
it.
it.
Yeah, I
I
got no
get
issue
it,
with
but
that.
I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. You know, I know people are scared. People don't want people don't want retaliation at the end of the day. But I'd rather be somebody be mad at me than my daughter being in the cabinet because you shooting at somebody
Exactly.
across the street.
Right.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, you know, half
I
of
just think they
America
gotta,
gonna put up a fight against the cameras everywhere because they feel like it's invasion of privacy and all of them stupid things. But
Yeah.
But
I
see,
agree
that's
with
that
you, man.
bullshit. But dude, that's that bullshit, nigga. If you ain't got shit, and I hate to say it ain't got shit to hide, but dude, we need it. I understand that privacy shit, but you in your house. The camera's not in your fucking house.
Right. It's on a
The
public
camera's on your
street.
motherfucking block.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They already doing it. They just need to do it more. That's pretty much all y'all saying. I don't take no issue with it at all. I mean, if you look at China, it's funny because, you know, we always talk shit about other countries, especially communist countries and stuff like that. But if you look at China, for example, with the whole Wuhan and flu and all of this coronavirus shit, like their cases are down to 100 in the entire fucking country because they had strict rules imposed on them, and it pretty much eliminated it. But we over here fighting because we don't want to wear a mask. They've been wearing masks every fucking day for the longest time it's been around. They don't have these problems. But
It's
we
in their
complain.
culture to do that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we want to
America.
fight because people going
Because you
apparently
can't tell us what the
help
fuck
us.
to do.
Oh, man.
fellas, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go. But what I have noticed is that America as a whole are some arrogant bastards. Period.
Yeah.
Americans are arrogant bastards. If you tell them you can't walk across the street at 5 o'clock, guess what we're
Nobody
gonna
gonna
do?
do it.
We
Why
gonna be
across the
standing
street
out there at
at 12 o'clock?
4:59.
If they tell you,
Yeah.
if they tell you if you walk across the street, you're gonna get hit by an 18 wheeler. You telling them this. Guess what they're gonna do?
Nobody gonna do it. Somebody gonna get hit.
This 18 wheel ain't
Yeah.
gonna hit me.
Right, it ain't gonna hit me. See, that's what I'm saying. That mentality fucked up, folks.
And I think you can't. We got 50 states. I don't know how many billions of people that stay in the United States. There is no way that you can get a grip on this pandemic, on this disease, if everybody not following the same rules.
Protocol.
It's impossible. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
Right.
It's impossible.
Hmm.
You know, so
They could have just imposed a 14-day mandatory stay-at-home rule
Lockdown.
in
Lockdown.
March.
But
would've-
Phil, I'm telling you
would've
right
been
now, you
gone
saying that
already.
shit. But Phil, you saying that shit. Eventually, I don't know when somebody gonna be smart enough, but eventually we gonna have to stay in our motherfucking houses for at least 2 weeks and just not go no fucking with everybody.
Yeah.
And some people, except like you say, Nelly, it's gonna be one stupid motherfucker like I'm going outside. But they're gonna have to, if they're gonna have people, if you really want to just get rid of, like you say, down there in China and shit, everybody stay your ass in the house.
And I advocate for martial law to be across all the streets, mostly in the South Side, to make sure people are doing what the hell that they're supposed to be doing.
But see,
All right, Nelly G, man.
yeah.
I'm gonna catch up with you, G.
All right, Marcus.
You know you gotta sign out, bro.
All
guys,
right,
I'll let you know, man. Love you guys, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, I mean, if we would have done that initially, man, we would be in such a better place. And Illinois actually did a really good job with managing it. But again, when you got people
AC
coming from all
Laurie
these other
and
states,
Priska did a good job. I
Yeah.
still think they're doing a good job, man.
yeah,
Mhm.
and you, but now it's like we starting to understand that the travel restrictions are something we probably had as an oversight. So it's not at the point where you got 22 states that can't even come to Illinois. Well, technically can't come to Illinois without, quarantining for 14 days. So we already know people gonna be coming here and they ain't following that rule.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me ask y'all this.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this right quick. Did y'all hear about the school that opened up in Indiana last week? They opened up for one day and had to quarantine all the fucking kids because somebody had COVID. See, that's the,
That's crazy. And Georgia did the same way.
Mississippi said they could open up a school. Mississippi said they could open up school next week. And I'm like, you the fucking hot spot.
Well, you're right. You don't think this is gonna affect you?
Yeah.
Because it happened in Georgia. I think it was like 60 cases in Georgia at a school.
Yeah, because they prematurely opened everything up. Talking about in Atlanta specifically, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course. They always doing that shit. Oh, side note, Phil, Miss Rob, man, you talked yesterday, the other day. That P Valley is in Mississippi, not Atlanta.
Yeah.
So P Valley is in Mississippi. Yeah,
because I was reading about it and I thought I read Mississippi Club or something. So I asked you about it.
Hey, dude, like I said, I know people get wild about the gay shit and there ain't nothing wrong. I don't knock this shit, but the show pretty fucking good. They already signed for another season already.
What is it?
P Valley, really Pussy Valley. It's on Stars about the strip club.
P Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rob, it's pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
The storyline, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this shit is pretty good. I don't know if y'all want to check it out or not, but hey, I'm telling you, I watched that first episode. I swear to God.
It would shock me that you would like a show like that, but I guess I'll give it a try.
Shock you?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was just such a dramatic segue.
But let me tell you,
it's dying from COVID to talk about a pussy.
Look, go straight to these strippers. But the shit was so good, nigga. I threw dollars at the fucking TV screen.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to check.
I don't know if they professional. Like I'm trying to read up on a lot of the people, the actors that's in there, like checking out the cast. And hey niggas, like us going.
Were they just as
Red
good?
Diamond right now. It's better than Red Diamond right now. Trust me.
Now, were they just as good as the chicks in Jamaica?
You know what? They did a dance that we saw in Jamaica. The chicks from Arizona was doing
the surfboard.
They did that shit. Dude, she surfboard and was doing it, and they did one with 3 of them. They call them the Trinity, and they had them up there, 2 black girls. And let's check it out. Y'all better splash that shit for.
All right, okay.
We're not gonna get you on the cancel list.
The wife go back to work tomorrow, G. So I'm let her get some rest. Let her come in, lay down, chill, get some rest. But man, next week, y'all, if y'all don't mind, can we segue into like relationship, marriage, the difference between marriage, relationship, and dating? I just want to do relationships. Cause we ain't did this shit yet. We on episode 17.
Oh yeah.
Look, I want to play devil's advocate to my wife because we was watching P Valley and the dude married and he had phone sex with a stripper, and I said, of course, that's motherfucking cheating, and it is, but it ain't, right?
I would consider it cheating.
It's cheating.
It's a psychological type of cheating, so yeah.
It's a psychological cheat.
Yeah.
But I was trying to play the devil's advocate for the fellas.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, technically, there's nothing physical there.
Right.
Like I say, we'll get into all that shit next week, but man, I mean, my niggas with it.
I mean, once we start talking about women, talking about bitches, maybe the channel will get bigger. So we ain't talking about that. We're literally 4 almost middle-aged men that's not really talking about bitches. So maybe it'll be an uptick. So we'll see.
You're gonna have to name the episode,
bitch.
Because most people don't realize how much knowledge we do have with that. We just don't bring that shit up.
Oh, yeah,
but all right, we'll check that shit out next week, man. Real talk, man. I'm gonna get up out of here too, fellas.
Yeah.
Right. Well, y'all folks have a good night. See y'all next week.
That's what y'all niggas doing the week. All right, baby.
All right, y'all.
One, boy.
All right, see you.
All right.